Cruisers here. Today we make party ribs. They're fantastic. Let me tell you something, man. If you want to know how to make party ribs, watch this video. Oh my God, that's good. Stay tuned. Hey, all right, everybody. Southern Cruisers here. Today we are making party ribs. Now, sometimes cooking ribs, it can be an all-day affair. It can take like 6 to 8 hours to make ribs, especially if you do the 3-2-1 method. We're not doing that. We're going to cook these. We're going to cut these baby backs up. We're going to cook them. We're going to put them in a pan. They're going to be like burnt ends, and they are going to be delicious in the end. Now, I ain't going to worry y'all and show y'all the whole process, but what we're going to do first, we're going to get some of this skin off, this membrane. I like to use a wet paper towel. It helps you grab it. Look at that, coming right off. Look at that. I may be bragging a little bit. Woo-wee, look, now it's coming all off in one piece. Bragging a little bit too much. Look, there we go. Perfect. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, what I'm going to do today, all you need is a sharp knife, but I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I am going to cut these up using my electric knife. This is going to be loud. I'm going to cut a couple of them. Now, we're going to cut these up into individual bones, trim them up real nice. I'm going to come back in a little bit and show you how we're going to get them rubbed and ready for the smoke. Be right back. All right, we're ready to get some rub on these ribs. Now, I trimmed them up as good as I can. I'm going to use mustard as a binder, obviously. Some people don't like using mustard as a binder. You don't have to use mustard. You don't have to use a binder at all. You can use olive oil, but I like using the mustard. I think it helps the rub stick to it. I'm going to hit it first with the Meat Church Holy Voodoo, one of my favorites, one of my all-time favorites. And then I'm going to go back in with the Meat Church Honey Hog. It's got a nice sweet flavor to it. This other one has got a little bit of a spiciness. The Meat Church Honey Hog has a little good sweetness to it, a little bit of honey taste. Now I'm going to finish these up, and then in a minute, we're going to put them on the grill and we're going to smoke them at 250 for about an hour and a half, and we'll show you that part of it too. All right, so our party ribs are ready to go on the smoker. We got the Rectech 700 up to temp. It's at 250. We're going to put these on the grill and we're going to smoke them. Try to get a little bit of char on them. We want them to get a little bit of char, and we want them to get to about 170 internal before we put them in the pan. So we're just going to put them like that. In a little while I'll come out here and I'll turn them, I'll check them, and I'll probably hit them with a little bit of Spritz, a little bit of apple juice. But that's what we're doing right now. Check back with you in a little bit. Okay, the ribs are coming along nicely. They've been in the smoke now for about 45 minutes, and I've already checked the temp, but I'm gonna check it again. We're trying to get up to about 170 before we put them in the pan. Right now they're at 143. They're cooking at 250 degrees. I'm figuring it's probably gonna take an hour and a half. I'm gonna check my new ThermPro thermometer against my old standby. We got 150, so it's running a little bit hotter than the old standby. I'm gonna have to see if I can't look at that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spritz them with some apple juice, vinegar mix, keep them nice and moist. We don't want these ribs drying out. And I got the ugly ones on the right. I guess you can tell that. Got the pretty ones on the left for the video. So I'm gonna spritz them, and then I am going to, there we go. I'm gonna flip them all over. Not got a lot of char to them, but they're not ready yet to go in the bath. So I'm gonna flip them all over and give them another spritz, and come back out here and check them another 45 minutes. See y'all in a minute. All right, these baby backs have been out here in the smoke now for a little over an hour and a half. Last I checked, I'm gonna see what we get on the thermo pin. Looks like we are at 170. So we're gonna start pulling these babies off, putting them in the pans, and then we'll take them inside and doctor them up. Bring them right back out. We'll show you what that looks like. We're going to turn up the heat a little bit once we get these coated in some sauce and some butter and other good stuff and wrapped. I'll show you what that looks like. All right, these baby backs, they've already been grilled on the grill at 250. If you look, they kind of got a nice little char to them. They got a nice mahogany color. They were at least at 170 as far as the internal temp. And internal temp is what it's all about. I knew ahead of time we were gonna probably cook them for an hour and a half at 250. It ended up being more like an hour and 45 minutes because I wanted to make sure the temp was where I want it. So now is where we put them in the pan. We treat them a lot like burnt ends. I'm gonna put in some butter. We're gonna put in, this is a whole stick of butter cut up, y'all. Kind of like Paula Deen, I guess, you know. Can't go wrong with butter. We are gonna have brown sugar, a good heaping helping of brown sugar. We are gonna have some honey that we're gonna drizzle over this. Now all this is gonna get mixed up. I'll check it a couple times and mix it up. And don't forget the barbecue sauce. Went with a kind of a sweet and spicy barbecue sauce. We're gonna put that liberally on there. And I'll shake it up a little bit now. I'll check it again in a little bit and shake it up more because that'll melt down a little bit. We're gonna put a foil top on it. So it'll just cook in there at 300. I turned the grill up to 300. I'm gonna put this back out on the grill and we'll check back on them here in about 30 minutes. We'll check them, see where they're at. We're trying to get to an internal temp of over 200, maybe 205 to 210 would actually be perfect. All right, so just came out to check on the ribs. They've been out here on the grill at 300 in the little bath mixture, and they're cooking good. They are not done. Gonna shake them up some, move them around some, make sure everybody gets the same amount of moisture. I'm gonna cover them back up and check them again in about 30 minutes, but they're looking good. So the party ribs are done. I'm gonna give you a little hint. We tasted one of them. It was delicious. I'm about to get one out though and bite into it. That first bite is amazing. So yes, it took a little bit longer to cook these. I cooked them for an hour and a half on the grill. In the pan, it ended up being more than an hour and a half to get the desired tenderness. So don't go by just times. Go by internal temp, and when you're getting close to being done, you're going to want to look at them, feel them, touch them, see if they're where you want to be. All right.